October 14, 1944. A quiet village, a dark staff car. 2 generals, no arrest warrant, no trial. Only a small glass capsule of cyanide and a letter signed by Adolf Hitler himself. Inside the house waits Germany's most famous general, the Desert Fox. In less than 30 minutes, he will be dead. But this is not a story of defeat. This is the story of the moment loyalty shattered, the moment a hero became a traitor, and the day Hitler signed the death warrant of his finest commander. Before betrayal, there was admiration. In the 1930s, Erwin Rommel was not a politician. He was a soldier, disciplined, fearless, devoted to Germany. When he first met Adolf Hitler, he did not see a tyrant. He saw a man who had restored national pride after humiliation. Hitler, in return, saw something rare in Rommel: charisma, courage, popular appeal. Not a cold aristocrat, but a warrior of the people. During the 1940 campaign in France, Rommel's 7th Panzer Division moved so fast it earned a nickname, the Ghost Division. Newspapers celebrated him. Hitler called him his knight. Then came North Africa. In 1941, the sands of Libya gave birth to the legend of the Desert Fox. Rommel tricked the British with fake tanks. He attacked unexpectedly. He shared hardships with his soldiers. Even his enemies respected him. But in the desert, something changed. Rommel saw war up close, the blood, the exhaustion, the cost. Meanwhile, Hitler began treating war like a map game, moving divisions like chess pieces. Rommel begged for reinforcements. Berlin answered coldly, "Hold your position." For the first time, doubt entered the mind of Germany's most loyal general. And doubt in the Third Reich was deadly. November 1942, El Alamein. British forces under Montgomery launched a crushing assault. Rommel knew the truth. Without fuel, without reserves, his army would be annihilated. To save his men, he ordered a retreat. Then the radio crackled. A direct order from Adolf Hitler. Stand fast. No retreat. Victory or death. Rommel read it again. And again. Victory or death. This was no strategy. This was sacrifice for propaganda. Hitler was willing to let thousands die just to avoid admitting defeat. For the first time in his life, Rommel disobeyed the Führer. He chose his soldiers over blind obedience. And in that decision, something inside him broke forever. By 1944, Rommel was sent to France to prepare defenses against the inevitable Allied invasion. Hitler boasted of the Atlantic Wall as impenetrable. Rommel inspected it personally. It was fragile, incomplete, illusion. Worse still, at Hitler's headquarters, the Wolf's Lair, generals were too afraid to speak truth. Maps showed divisions that didn't exist. Rommel stopped smiling for cameras. At night, he spoke quietly with trusted friends. They whispered what no one dared say aloud. The war was lost. Germany needed peace. But peace would never come while Hitler remained in power. Rommel still believed in honor. He would arrest Hitler, not assassinate him. He did not yet realize history would not give him that choice. June 6, 1944. D-Day. Everything unfolded exactly as Rommel had predicted. The Allies stormed Normandy. Rommel demanded immediate armored response, but Hitler was asleep. No one dared wake him. By the time orders were released, it was too late. Weeks later, Rommel stood face to face with Hitler. The once commanding leader now looked fragile, trembling, lost in fantasies of miracle weapons. Rommel spoke plainly. "The front is collapsing. We must seek a political solution." Hitler exploded in rage. "Return to the front and never speak of peace again." In that moment, clarity came. Germany's fate rested in the hands of a man detached from reality. Mid-July 1944. a thought fully formed in Rommel's mind. Hitler must go, but fate intervened cruelly. On July 17th, a British fighter plane strafed Rommel's staff car. His skull fractured in 3 places. He was hospitalized. 3 days later, July 20th, Colonel Claus von Stauffenberg detonated a bomb at the Wolf's Lair. Hitler survived. And though Rommel had not planted the bomb, though he opposed assassination, his name appeared at the top of conspirators' lists. To them, Rommel was the only man strong enough to lead Germany after Hitler. To Hitler, that made him unforgivable. The Desert Fox had become the Reich's most dangerous traitor. September 1944. Rommel returned home to Herrlingen, weak, head bandaged, vision blurred. But he sensed it, the tightening noose. Strange men watched the house. Phones were tapped. Friends vanished. On October 14th, a car arrived. Generals Bergdorf and Maysel stepped inside. No shouting. No accusations. Only an offer. Public trial. Execution. Arrest of his family. Or poison. Quiet death. State funeral. Protection for his wife and son. 10 minutes. It was checkmate. Rommel looked through the window at his garden. He thought of Africa. Of France. Of his soldiers. He could fight, but Lucien Manfred would pay the price. He chose the poison. To his wife, in 15 minutes I will be dead. To his son, always remain an honest man. He put on his coat, took his field marshal's baton, sat in the back seat of the car. 5 minutes later, in the woods, it was over. The Desert Fox died not on the battlefield, but by the order of the man he once admired. Days later, Germany held a grand state funeral. Hitler sent a wreath, "To my greatest general." The regime that forced his suicide now honored him, but history remembers the truth. Rommel did not betray Germany, he betrayed tyranny. In the end, he won his final battle, not against tanks, not against armies, but against blind loyalty. The Desert Fox died undefeated, because he chose honor over fear, and sometimes, that is the bravest victory of all.